I'm working on the window trim, cutting it out and measuring it. I have one piece up already. Brenda and Isaac are over here painting the fiber cement board. So on the trim board I have up, I'm primering the end of it here, and we'll slap the other piece up here, and then I'll put some Lexol right here to seal it up. But I got to get my measurement. It's 47.5 inch window, and my measurement from the top is 51 1/8 all the way down here to the bottom. So that's what I'm going to cut out next for both sides. What I'm going to be doing on this trim is like, this is where some of the screws are, the rounded heads, and I'm going to be cutting out just a little notch so when I put the board over this, it'll lay flush. So I just ran that across the saw, and it cuts out this little bit of a bevel right here. And when I put that up against there, that should compensate for just the screw head, just the roundness of that screw head. All right, so I finished this window, got all the trim installed. I'm gonna come back and do some caulking up in the corners, but I'm gonna let the primer dry, and while that's drying, I'm gonna move on to the next window.
Today we are getting the lap siding boards painted. We did purchase a paint sprayer to see if this will go down easier. So far it's looking pretty good. We're just doing one coat first. It's got to wait at least 8 hours to do a second coat because this is a solid wood stain. So I'll show you what it looks like. So here's the first coat. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is what it is looking like. So far with the first coat, it's not too bad. I do see that I kind of missed over here on this section, but otherwise it's coming out pretty well. And next we're going to start on doing these boards.
This is what I'm priming and waiting to dry. So when I cut a piece that's not painted, I go ahead and prime it and then wait for that to dry. And so this piece also, and then I'm putting Lexol on here. So when I put the other board on it, up against it, it seals it, and then we'll come back and we'll caulk these seams. This is how I'm getting my measurements. What I do is I measure from this part of the window to the other end, and I get that measurement, and that's my bottom board. Once I get that put up, I measure from the top of the window down to the bottom of the board here, and that's this measurement. And I do that on both sides, and once I have both of these boards on, then I measure from the outside to the outside at the very top of the window, and that's how I get my top cut. Moving right along, got that one trimmed out. Now I'm gonna start working on that one and getting the boards cut. I got the windows all trimmed out just in time. It's starting to rain. Might be kind of hard to see because of the black tape, but still need to go in and do some touch-up paint where the nails are and the caulking, but for now that's good. And then we'll get the Z flashing put up also. Well, good morning. I'm going to be working on putting up the window flashing, cutting that, marking it, and getting it installed. Today is supposed to be on and off rain. We did wake up to a little bit of rain overnight, so I want to try to get as much done as I can today. Had to take a break there for a minute because it started to rain, but I did caulk the window sills all the way around, and I cut out one piece of my trim and painted it, so now I think I can go ahead and put it up. Right over there. Does that look flush? I can feel over here. I mean, if it sticks out just a little bit, that's okay.
Looks good.
Looks good?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
We just completed putting up the Z flashing and the window flashing on all of the windows at the front of the cabin. So the only thing that we're gonna have to do now is touch up the window trim for Matt nailed it to the windows, and we'll just touch up the paint and make it look good. So just a little bit ago, it was sprinkling rain after we just got done finishing putting up the flashing on the windows, and we were gonna touch up the paint. But now it's sunny and we just can't decide if it's going to rain again, because I've got all these boards over here that still need to be painted. So we're just at a standstill and got to figure out what we're going to do next.
Since it is raining, we decided to come in and fill up our water tank. I'm gonna be working on cutting the trim on this side right here. I'm not sure why the wall bows like this so much, but I have quite a bit of gap, and this is pretty solidly against the wall. So I'm gonna shim it and cut my board 83 inches long. Put some primer on the end of this board. I just rubbed down this header board for above the door because I wanted to match the trim line of these windows. So I took about 5/8 of an inch off, so it'll be hopefully in line when we put the siding up. I painted the next trim panel, so I need to let this dry. So I got my window trim up, my flashing, and now I'm just going to do the taping of it. See if I can do it by myself.